Welcome to day 4 of 100 days of me posting on YouTube. Hi, I'm Melissa. Not in the studio right now. I'm actually out in the forest where I live. And, thankfully, I'm so thankful. When I get home, it is a sanctuary and it is an opportunity for my body to calm down, especially amongst the trees. And the mosquitoes. And today I want to talk about something that is near and dear and very present in my life at the moment, especially as an entrepreneur, especially as a mom, especially as a human living in this world, and that's burnout. And I don't even want to talk to the dramatic kind of crash and burn kind of burnout, but the subtle pieces of burnout that live in your body as brain fog, making you feel makes life feel flat, or you're irritable or disconnected, and somehow you still keep going. And if you can identify with that, if that feels like you, I want you to know this. You are not lazy, you are not failing, and you are not broken. You are just burnt out. And burnout can look like a bunch of different symptoms or a bunch of different ways throughout your day. It can look like not having any energy to answer texts or emails. Maybe you feel exhausted or tired even after a good night's sleep. Maybe you feel like you want to cry over the littlest things. I definitely have been there the last couple of days. Maybe you just, aside from doing everything, maybe you just feel super behind on everything. I know that deeply too. It's gosh, what I do is just not enough. And the truth is we look back on the day and it's we do a lot. You do a lot. Maybe you even feel like you're losing that spark, spark for the things that you really love. It's just a little dull. It's just not there. And maybe even you're going through the motions while feeling completely gone inside, completely disconnected. All those are signs of burnout. And sometimes burnout doesn't even look like collapse. Sometimes it's just over-functioning, overdoing it, always holding everything together, always showing up, always performing, always keeping the peace, while essentially quietly running on empty. There's just depletion. That depletion is real. We feel that. It's real. So why does this happen? So a lot of the times, burnout is about living in constant output. Worth is wrapped up around output. That's definitely a story that I'm working through right now, right? There's a level of giving, doing, holding, fixing, supporting, producing, and somewhere along the way, we forget that we are actually allowed to receive. We kind of forget that our body has limits. There's only so much we can hold. There's only so much we can do. And we just get full, and that's the truth. Maybe even sometimes we feel like rest is a luxury. And my dear, rest is productive, and rest should be a non-negotiable in your life. And burnout could actually be coming from you being out of rhythm, disconnected from that rhythm that serves you the best for just way too long. So when we ignore the body's signals, when we continue to push through, we confuse self-abandonment with being strong. And burnout is not here to punish you. You're not being punished, but it's simply information being given to you from your body. Your body signals are so important to pay attention to so that you know when to keep pushing and when to pull back. This information could be asking you to slow down. Maybe stop performing the idea of wellness, instead just actually be well. It may be asking you to say no more and have stronger boundaries. Or maybe you need to grieve. Or maybe you need to yell. Maybe you need to come back to yourself in a softer way. The moon up in the sky, she does not stay full forever. She waxes and she wanes and she disappears and she returns. It's cyclical, and we work on cycles, especially us women. We are cycle masters. And when it comes down to it, we're just not meant to be in our fullness all the time. Like, your light doesn't have to always be shining. That is not a requirement. And not everybody deserves your light all the time. So what's helped me, and how can I help you? So know that if you feel like you're in the bouts of burnout, start small. We don't need big ass breakthroughs, because usually that's just too much for a system that's already too overloaded. So you can try a few of these and see which ones work really well. Maybe you pause for a moment before you say yes to something. Drink a glass of water before you blame yourself for feeling off that day. My favorite is putting my hand on my heart or on my chest and asking myself and my body, what is it that you need right now, body? I'm here and I'm listening. And I know this one might be kind of hard, but I encourage you to try it. Sit for 5 minutes in silence without trying to fix a thing. I know your mind is going to go crazy, but let those ideas, let those thoughts float on by like a leaf falling in a babbling brook. And there it goes. Give yourself permission to do less. Let yourself be less available. And my dear, let yourself rest without having to earn it, because you've earned it. I know you have. You have PTO accrued in warehouses somewhere. Because when it comes down to it, like, our healing doesn't need to be loud and dramatic for it to be real and to be impactful. And with that, a gentle reminder is that you do not need to become a different person to recover. You can be you, but just take some different action and pay attention to what your body's asking you. You don't need to prove your pain. You don't have to explain your truth. You don't need to be more productive to deserve compassion. And of all things, you don't need to collapse before you start taking care of yourself. Let's choose to take care of ourselves instead of being forced to take care of ourselves, because I know what I would prefer. And that burnout is just your body saying, enough, slow down, and come back home. And home isn't a performance. It's simply the coming back to yourself in a way that feels safe enough for you to actually fully exhale. And so if this spoke to you, I just encourage you to take this as full permission. Permission to rest, permission to pause, permission to please stop calling yourself lazy when all you really are is feeling exhausted. And permission just to enter a gentler season. You are still worthy in your waning. You are still sacred in the slowdown. You are still whole in this very moment, even here. And I want to say thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. And I please ask you just to share this with someone who needs to hear this message about being able to rest. Comment the word moon if this landed for you, and subscribe for more soft truth, healing, and real life medicine. Peace.